Ready? All right, we'd like to welcome everybody out to the Herriman Planning Commission regular Planning Commission meeting today for Wednesday, December 6th. We appreciate everybody being here. We'll go ahead and begin with the Pledge of Allegiance led by our own Wendy. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Wendy. We do have a full quorum tonight, and just ask if there's any conflicts of interest by any member for the one agenda item tonight. No. All right. Moving on, I need a motion for looking for approval of the minutes for the October 18th as well as the November 1st Planning Commission meetings.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Okay, we have a motion by Darrell.
I'll second it.
A second by Adam. All in favor? Aye. All right. We'll move on to item 4.1. Which is a consideration of a conditional use amendment for the Mountain View Plaza site plan. And Clint, I believe this one is yours.
So I'm going to try to be particularly short in my presentation and then let these guys answer the questions. So this is a pretty simple request. It's a Mountain View Plaza that we looked at in September. One of the conditions of approval, so you can move through a couple of slides here, Mitch. Go to the next one. So this is just a diagram showing, or a rendering showing where it kind of was at the time of site plan approval and where we are now. Go to the next one there. So this is the, as part of the conditions of approval, one of them was that they were going to use an alternative paving method besides concrete. In speaking with the developer after approval, they got looking at other alternatives, which tended to be very cost prohibitive. So they came back with an option to still do something that appeared like a paving material, a paver material, but is actually concrete. And they can talk more to that material here in a minute. But they're here just to amend that condition of approval to allow them to do paving, paving which also includes concrete treatments within that plaza area. This is their updated landscaping plan, and again, we're looking, our attention is kind of focused on that corner plaza there. So these are some of the considerations that they looked at in developing their plan or their plaza. And this is so looking in at the plaza here, you can see that the material that's got the crosshatch on it, the little square, checkered squares there, that's the area that we're looking at in terms of paving. Again, allowing them to do the alternative concrete treatment to, it will, for all intents and purposes, it will still appear as concrete or as pavers, but it will actually be concrete and is, again, more cost effective. So yeah, go to the next one. So yeah, just keep scrolling through there. So these are all the provisions that they've included as part of the paving. And this is an image of what they're kind of looking at in terms of the treatment there. It's some kind of concrete aggregate that they'll place on there, and again have, as I understand it, they'll still have those the apparent grout lines to kind of make it look like a paver material.
Looks like asphalt, but it's not asphalt then. It's concrete.
Yeah,
right?
that's
yeah.
concrete.
Yep.
Yeah, so keep moving through there. Yep. All right. Yeah. And then these are just some renderings of the plaza to give an idea. As you can see, I mean, everything outside the public sidewalks will still remain just concrete. And then on the interior is where you'll have that concrete treatment for the paver approach. So, yeah, so these darker areas here, that's where that treatment will be applied. So that being said, if there's any questions, so from a planning staff, I think that we've looked at the material and we talked with the developer and we feel comfortable with this change. I think that we'll end up with a very good product still in that corner. So we recommend approval of this condition. Are there any questions for me?
Any questions for Clint and stuff? Okay. We'll allow the applicant to come forward if there's anything more you'd like to provide, Aaron.
Yep, I just got a couple things.
Yeah, go ahead and state your name for the record, Aaron.
My name is Aaron Osmond. I'm the owner, I'm one of the owners of the Mountain View Plaza. And first of all, I just want to thank you for reconsidering this and this request that we've made around this change to our condition. And also, our intent was to bring back to the commission our response to your requests and recommendations relative to the plaza area of the development. And we had the following joint goals from our perspective. One was utility and access. Other was safety, creating an environment that was well shaded and inviting to come in. Access to the different areas, both the game area and the seating and eating area, the water feature, while maintaining, some kind of barriers associated with access to the main streets to provide for safety for kids especially. We think we've accomplished that. I would like to have our architect come up and talk through the strategy that we took, so we give you guys a chance to talk and listen to our designer and answer any questions you might have about the approach that we're taking on all of those elements. And with that, I'll turn it over to Chris from Leighton Davis.
Okay.
Thanks, Aaron. It's always good to be back with you folks.
Will you state your name, please?
Chris Leighton,
Thank you, Chris.
Leighton Davis Architects. I think to simplify the explanation of this, as we've talked about these buildings being kind of in pairs and kind of sibling relationships as you see the materials. The plaza is really, all of the plazas either are adjoining two buildings with different uses, from dining to casual seating to just walking pass-throughs. The corner one is really more of a statement about the whole development and to give it visibility, name recognition. The approach we took was we don't want this to feel like a plaza on the corner of high-rises. It needs to be protected. It's got a water feature. It's got children running and parents seating and the components. And again, your planning staff has been very helpful to give us help solidify what the vision is. Shade trees, shade elements. All of the plazas have festoon lighting, which are fixtures that are kind of disc-like. They meet all the dark light requirements so that they're not glaring or like you might see with Edison lights. So there's a lot of sensitivity to that. All their lighting is downward. We've also taken a lot of care to make sure that there's a lot of mature shade trees, places to sit. These should be plazas that are very calm and comfortable. Let me just describe a little bit about the paving choice and why we're headed that way. We're concerned about all the things, slip fall, drainage, freeze thaw, all the things that are always a challenge when you're paving. What we've been seeing a lot of is how can you make concrete, which is such a great material, especially if it's saw cut to relieve any of the cracking tendencies, and then it's ground. And so all of this concrete is ground so that you see the smaller aggregate to some degree, and then it is sealed with very heavy mill matte sealer. So it looks like almost like a granite when it's completed. It's innovative. It's not a science fair project. It's a real thing, and where I think we've not failed you, but where in the evolution of this design process where we've not really armed Clinton with better visual aids is it's almost like we need to do a mock-up of what it looks like, so because we can't really say, well, if you go to Sugar House, there's an example of it, and have everybody traipse over there. We think it's a very viable solution. We're using it a lot more in exterior concrete applications where it's colored concrete when it starts out, so it has the medium kind of light gray backdrop to different tones of gray, black, white, and even some rust tones as it gets polished or ground. So that's what we're experiencing, kind of experimenting with, and we think it's a really viable solution, and hope that you'll consider it.
So basically, what I'm hearing you say is you pour it like regular concrete. It's a little bit less aggregate size, and then you come in and rotomill it basically to make it look polished. And then
Yeah, and saw cut it.
Okay.
So you do little saw cuts deep enough that you can come back and caulk them, but they look like paving stones.
And the smoothness of it is such that it's not slippery, right, when it's wet.
Yeah, that's
right,
the other thing
you have
is
some type of,
we get it to a grit where it's really got a great texture,
Right.
and it helps reduce slipping, especially around a water feature.
right, exactly.
So are these tiles, or is it a poured application?
It's poured continuously.
Okay, so they're not
continuously.
tiles.
Then we come back in and saw cut it into, 3 to 4
Okay.
foot.
So it is poured in place, then, it's not
Section, yeah.
precast, it's poured in place, okay. Nice.
I like it.
Yeah, no,
Any-
I'm looking forward to seeing that. Yeah, Any
Okay.
other questions for Chris?
I had one question. Do you know what type of trees you're planning on putting into the
A
plaza
lot
area?
bigger than we wanted to. No.
Zelkova's,
We
I
have,
think, so.
we have submitted a landscape plan, and other than a few discrepancies where we have doors coming out of places and our landscaper didn't have those removed, and we don't show trees where they have, we're working with planning staff to get that taken care of. But shade trees, mature shade trees, they're a lot higher caliper, or larger caliper than we would typically use on a project, but we want, when this project comes in, to look like it's been there a bit and doesn't have wispy little trees that don't have shade. So that's the plan.
So the larger trees that you have, larger caliper for the beginning of the trees, what's their max height?
Oh, man. Where's my landscape
And
architect?
the only reason I'm asking is because of the actual drawings themselves, you're maxing out them around 12, 14 feet, which puts the bottom of the foliage, at maybe 5 foot, and that's just not
no,
conducive to walking and for shade and for any of those
The
things.
kind of the design guidelines were that we have canopies no shorter than 8 feet.
Perfect.
So that they're, 8 feet to
Yeah.
whatever, 15,
I mean, once they're
13 or
mature,
14.
the larger the better, because that's going to
Yeah.
give you a lot more shade and a lot more.
Yeah, that's the
prominence on
design
that corner.
guideline for the species that they've selected, so.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Not-
Nice. We're excited for
Good.
that. Any other questions? Okay, thank you,
Thank you.
Chris, appreciate it. All right, with that, any discussion from the planning commission on this item? Or are we ready to make a motion?
I'm ready to make a motion.
I don't hear any objections, so go ahead.
I move to approve item, sorry, I'm lost.
4.1.
4.1 with one adjustment, the one change to item 7.
I'll second that.
All right, I have a motion by Adam and a second by Brody. We'll call for a vote. Brody?
Yes.
Adam?
Yes.
Preston?
Yes.
Forrest?
Yes.
Darrell?
Yes.
Andrea?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Passage unanimously, thank you. We're looking forward to seeing your product. Appreciate your willingness.
Great work.
Yeah, thank you for all your hard work on this. Excited. Small change to the agenda. I'm going to turn some time over to our mayor for a moment at this time.
Sorry to jump in tonight. This was not, ran into Michael at Smith's, and I was out ringing the bell with the Salvation Army, and he let me know what was going on tonight. So as you guys discussed this morning, or in your meeting earlier, Wendy is leaving us. And although we're happy when good people get great opportunities in their lives, Wendy's had an impact on me, and, you know, being on the commission for a while and serving with her. And I just want to take a minute to express our appreciation as a council as well, and as me personally for what she's done. So we've got a couple of gifts, Wendy, if you want to come.
She's typing. She's typing.
You don't
what
have to
you're
take notes on this one.
Serving to the end,
Yeah, she can't quit until
playing that violin.
we get this last minutes put
Playing that
together.
violin while the Titanic
As you guys know, Wendy's been amazing. Jumped right in and learned, I've watched her go through the education courses that she's gone through to take another level, and we're thrilled for her. We will miss her, of course, but we're thrilled for her opportunity to take the lead in the city. And Wendy, just personally for me, I remember coming on the onto the commission years ago, and your guidance and your help through that, so it just means a lot. So we're happy for it, but we will miss you. So,
Thank you.
so we just have a card for you, some turtles, some chocolate turtles. And again, these are Michael's. Michael helped me with, this is. And then he says this is tell me what this is, Michael?
The reprint of the 1909 Plan of Chicago, which is the birthplace or kind of the symbol of the birth of modern city planning. You have an
Where I
affinity
grew
with
up.
Chicago.
Is it?
so, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a beautiful book.
Thank you.
So Wendy, we love you. We're happy for you. We'll miss you. We hope you come around.
I still
So-
live in Herriman, so I'll still be around.
I've heard that. So we'll see you around at the plaza.
Hey, when there's a vacancy on the planning commission.
Hey.
Right?
Very nice.
Thank you for what you've done. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Michael, did you have anything you wanted to say as well?
I should have probably tallied how many minutes, but I'm going to guess it's got to be 170-ish, maybe 180. Yeah, over the years. Yeah. So
25 a
lot of
year
work.
for how many
She
years?
has
Yeah.
been absolutely
this one.
fantastic. Now, the reason for the turtles is I was imagining, I could imagine Wendy Thorpe being upstairs on packet day thinking like, oh, those planning turtles. They act like turtles. Where are those documents? I need to publish this packet. So there you go. There's the turtles. Yeah. To remind you of me. So.
Herding turtles. Yeah. Very good. Thank you for that. And Wendy, yes, congratulations and good luck to you. So we'll see you around for sure. Any other comments from the commission at this time? All right, future meetings. So next week will be city council. And after that, we do have one more planning commission for the year on Wednesday, December 20th. With that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll motion to adjourn.
All right, I have a motion by Preston. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.